but it was something enough to make me very sad. And I was really sad. And he started imitating me. And he also like that, so much problem for you. And he started imitating me. I think it was 2010. I'm not really sure about the dates, but I think it was 2010. It was about 2 years since I finished my PhD. I was waiting for Swami's further instructions. Only one who waits for Swami's instructions can know the joy of it. For others, onlookers, it looks as, to some, to the uninitiated, if I may say so, it looks like a waste of life, a waste of time. And a lot of people who tell you, what are you doing? I mean, you are educated, you are just wasting your time is passing you by, you are getting old, you are not married, you don't have a job. But only to the student who waits for Swami's instruction. And this is unanimous. You can ask any student who has waited for a year, 2 years, 3 years, some have waited for over a decade. That waiting remains the most cherished and the beautiful time of their life. For years and decades after that, they remember that time when they waited for Swami's instruction. So I was in that phase. I was waiting for Swami's instructions after my PhD. And amongst the various joys of that time, there are a few challenges also. And one of the challenges is the financial challenge, because you feel shy to ask money from your parents because your parents are telling you to take a job, but you are not, so you feel a little shy and you would like it feels a little more honorable to live by your own means. So one such day, usually I had about 6,000 rupees to run my month. And in Parthi you can do it. You can live quite well. If you can put a reasonable ceiling on your desires, you can live pretty well in Parthi with 6,000 rupees. So my monthly budget was 6,000 rupees. Somehow something happened and I had a massive expenditure. Well, 4,000 was massive for us at the time. So 4,000 rupees expenditure in the first 2 days of the month. And still the whole month was left and I was left with only 2,000 rupees. And I was wondering what to do. How am I going to cut my month? How am I going to spend my month? So I was very anxious. And sometimes hidden emotions, which are generally not on the surface, when challenges arrive in life, emotions that you yourself are not aware of, they may sometimes surface. So suddenly I was very angry, pained, desolate. And I was really telling Swami, what is this, Swami? How am I going to live? What is this? I was very anxious. So, when you're anxious, what can you do? You just offer your anxiety to Swami and try to calm your mind. So, it was evening, my prayer time, so I had a wash, sat and tried to still my mind and just sit quietly at the feet of Swami. By his grace, surely, I was able to really quiet my mind and I was just sitting silently, just sitting. The depths of my consciousness, Swami revealed to me, see, a problem is a problem if you think it is a problem. One really needs to meditate on this statement of Swami's revelation. A problem is a problem only if you think it's a problem. And only thought is a problem. So if you remove problem from your consciousness and you just sit quietly, there is no problem. In fact, in the very seed of the problem lies the solution. Every problem comes with a solution. And every solution in fact comes with a problem. And that is the play of drama, the play of Maya. So the whole idea of life is to go beyond. Who doesn't have problems? So Swami has said this in many discourses. The only way out is the way in. You just go beyond. So you just say there is no problem and you just be happy. In fact, allow me to digress. Many years back, I was in the interview room. It was 2004 or 5. Swami had just started talking to me. And when Swami just starts talking to you, you can take liberties with Swami that you can't imagine a few years down the line. So I used to be very free with Swami. I could tell him anything. I could even scold him. I had some problem. Again, I don't remember what. But it was something enough to make me very sad. and I was really sad, and I was venting my sorrow to Swami, and I was actually crying, sobbing, like I was sobbing. And Swami looked at me and he started imitating me. And he also like that, so much problem for you, and he started imitating me and making fun of me, mocking at my misery. When we are miserable, our misery is the most real thing to us. In fact, it becomes our prized treasure. We don't want to let go of the misery because that is where our identity is stuck, and it is very important. So we are miserable, and how can somebody laugh at us? And Swami laughed at me, mocked at me, and I was very angry. And I said, Swami, I am having such a problem. What kind of a mother you are? How can you laugh? Will my real mother laugh? And those kind of senti dialogues I threw at Swami. And then Swami said, remember, what I ignore, you also ignore. That is the way to move ahead. That's all. When I came out of the interview room, immediately I was still in a very disturbed state. But over a few days, when I thought of what Swami said, it was such a great mantra. What Swami ignores, you too ignore. So coming back, so I was left with 2,000 rupees, and I was now calm, and Swami told me in my meditation that what's a problem is a problem. If you think it is a problem, therefore be free. Delete it from your consciousness and just be free. And I got up from a meditation. I was in such a state of exuberant joy. I really felt so free that these are moments that we remember for life. You really cannot you can't really describe those moments when you feel the freedom of your soul. The freedom that truly transcends birth and death. You just feel like you are nothing but the expansive sky. So I felt like that. I was so free. And suddenly, from that consciousness, when you look at a problem, you laugh at it. And suddenly when I thought about this 2,000 rupees problem, and my whole being laughed at it because it suddenly looked so utterly insignificant. So what I did, I said, fine, let me just play, have a game. So that day morning I had went to the ATM. Those days we were not too much into e-banking and all that. For everything, we went to check our account balance, you had to go to an ATM. So I had gone to an ATM, I checked my account balance, and that small slip of paper had come in which there was an available balance 2,044 rupees or something like that. So I said, fine, let me just add one zero. I took a pen, I took that slip out of my wallet and added one zero. So available balance 20,000 rupees. So I said, now I am going to just live as if I have 20,000 rupees. Because that is the thing, whole life is determined not by the events outside yourself, but your inner state. What looked an insurmountable disaster half an hour back looked like a joke half an hour later. What changed? Nothing changed. My state changed. That is the whole secret of life. So our life's experience is determined not by the events outside, but the state inside. So I just put one extra zero on my ATM slip. I threw the ATM slip away, and I said I'm going to live like a king for the next 26 days of the month. And I went to sleep. Next day morning when I got up, after my morning prayers and all, I had this irresistible urge suddenly to clean my entire wardrobe. So I just started cleaning. Cleaning means take out everything, fold it properly, reorganize, clean, dust, and then completely reorganize everything. So in this process, I found a small envelope tucked right under all my clothes in one obscure corner of my wardrobe. So a brief background is in place. What happens that Swami, in his motherly affection, he showers his love on his students in many ways, in many forms, in many various manifestations. Care, concern, love. And sometimes to help them make ends meet, he also sometimes gives us some money. On one such occasion, Swami had given me some money and said, use it carefully. This is for your sustenance. Keep it well. And then I remember Swami had told me, keep it right at the bottom of your cupboard. And then Swami went on to explain why. Because this entire incident has so many learnings. And Swami said, you see, money should never become heavy in your consciousness. Swami said, nothing wrong in having money. Swami said, I bless you to have a lot of money, be happy, but money should not become heavy in your consciousness. It should just be there, So Swami said, symbolically, to strengthen that idea into yourself, you keep the money right under the bottom of your cupboard, so as to symbolize to yourself that money is there, but not that important at all. In fact, it is the least important of all. In fact, in this context, I remember Swami had once told me that Kali Yuga is driven by 4 forces. What we call Kali Yuga is nothing but the domination of 4 inner forces: greed for money, lust, desire for power, and desire for fame. These 3 forces drive what we loosely call Kali Yuga. So desire for money was a very important force, which was, which is in the universal consciousness in Kali Yuga. So Swami said, keep it right under your cupboard. So this envelope was that envelope. I did not even remember actually, and even to date I don't remember when Swami gave that money. Must have been really a long back, because the envelope was actually quite yellow. I took that envelope, it's a bundle of cash inside, and I started counting. And lo and behold, there was exactly 18,000 rupees in that envelope. And now my available balance in my account was actually exactly 20,000 rupees. What I had just added 1 zero. I wish I had a couple of more zeros, but I just added 1. You see, that's another thing. Only we limit our manifestation. We think there is somebody up there deciding. We limit everything. I just added 1 zero, and 1 zero is what I got, because that is what I believed. The space in my consciousness was only there for 20,000. If I had said 20 crores, we don't believe that the universe is ingenious enough to make that happen, but the truth is it is. And the limitation is only inside ourselves. Anyway, again I digress. So now my available balance was 20,000 rupees. So that day I realized that the key to a happy life is not a life free of problems, because that probably doesn't exist. The key to a happy life is a carefree, positive attitude, and just to live with strength, gratitude, and positivity. And the most important element of our life is our inner state. That is so sacrosanct that we must manage it with great care, awareness, and alertness. And we should not be casual. We may be casual about other things, but when it comes to managing our inner space, we should take full responsibility and manage it with great care.